Wi-Fi's on.
There it is. We're on.
Let's go. What's up? Welcome back, everybody. If you guys are watching this right now, we're back for another week. So right now, just me and Twisted, and whoever else can join us today will join us. If not, we'll just do the 1 hour and we'll chill, or we'll see what the vibes are. If you guys are in the chat right now, throw up a comment so we can we know who's kicking it with us. Hope you guys are having a good week so far.
So we got 2 people on mine. We got 3 people over here. I had yours open. Where'd it go? Here it is. That's what it is. I gotta pause it. There's 3 people. There's 3 people on each of our lives watching. Make sure you guys click on that link.
The link will take you to the main live, guys. So later we'll shut I'll shut mine down, and then,
you can pin if you want to pin that link on your YouTube. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I gotta pull it up on there.
Gotcha.
I'll do it right now. What up, Jazz? What up, Double?
Thomas. Here we go. Everything's paused, so I don't have to hear any volume.
Victor, what up, Diana? Shout out Twitch. Shout out Ken. Shanna, what up?
Oh, I gotta make my Facebook. I gotta make it public. Otherwise, we can't see it on stream here.
Right now it's private.
Come on. At an audience, you're gonna see it ready. Public. Save.
Let's go, Jazz.
Audience, you're gonna see it ready. Public. Stop it. I don't want to hear that. Stop it.
I see that's weird. When I load mine, like my YouTube page, to look at my live stream, it doesn't load the chat right now. It's okay. YouTube page to look at my live stream. It's all right. It's in the.
You had your chat had Thomas, Double D, Jazz.
It's in the detailed comments, anyways. Or not the detail. I like the bio. So I'll just direct them to that.
Copy this. Give it a little share. Boop. Boop. Shared. Boop. All right. Wow.
Let's go. Uncle Lemur is rolling in. Damn, we got a like. Is that a like button on Facebook?
Yes, sir.
I've never seen that.
That's me. I liked it, man. We're just sharing around, everybody. If you want to share around, get some of the home growers in here, some people you know that grow.
Yeah, share this
questions
with a friend. You might want to put them on. You know, I feel like life is a cycle of like putting people on. You know something, you put them on, and it's like it comes back like full circle eventually. You know, back towards you. Doug P, what up? Craig, what up? What up? Poppin' Beans. Beadwork by Dave, what up? Erica. Shout out Quan. What you guys growing out there? Any notable strains? Let's hear them. Throw them in the comments.
I just got those fans in today.
Oh, yeah?
They were a necessity. I was running on 1 fan and a box fan, and I needed at least 2 in there. So 2 good ones like those. And they're pretty nice, man, for that price. That GrowGen has them for, man. And they got here in 3 days. I ordered them, Monday?
Was that a limited time deal?
Yeah. Till they run out. That's usually what they do with that stuff.
I think I put in my cart, but I didn't fucking press buy. I need a one just like that size of my.
Yo, I got 3 of them for the price of one, $60.
Yeah. When I put 3 in the cart, it was a little more than 61, I think. Wait, maybe because of shipping?
It was around 70. I know that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the price of 1 for 3. It's pretty good. Make sure you're on Spooky on Saturday. Saturday for what? For 420 or what? Oh no, that's on Sunday.
68.85.
What's happening on Saturday? Oh yeah, for your barbecue, right?
Yes.
You're talking about your barbecue? Okay, dope.
Well,
Yeah.
who's that? Craig? Craig's gonna be giving away. He's gonna be doing $100 giveaway. It's his birthday on the 20th, so he's gonna celebrate with us the day before.
What the hell? Elevate. Oh, sorry. Elevate has a fucking exhale. I'll look that up right now.
What I'm growing at the moment by Elevate. It now is. I don't think that's Elevate, the one you're thinking of. I think that's
yeah. Not it's Elevate with the 8 in it, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be
What up, Jason?
Gorilla Breath crossed to cereal milk. I wonder what Gorilla Breath is.
Gorilla Breath.
Stop. My dog's trying to get these treats up here. Okay.
What up, Terry? What up, Quan? What up, Brenda? What up, Jess? What up, everybody? Make sure you guys join us on the thing I'm pinning in all the lives that are on right now. That's where the main chat is. You guys could join us over there.
Nice. Yeah, it just stood out to me because I have a strain I popped from that I got in a giveaway. Yeah, from Thug Pug. That's also called XL, but with an EX. EXHAL instead of X. I'm looking at it.
What up, Alec? Alec, join us over here in that chat that I have pinned.
Let's go. What's up on Facebook, guys? Long time no see.
We're going to be shutting down all the other lives except for the one in the link that I have pinned. So make sure you guys are on it. We'll probably shut it down in like 20 minutes or so just to give people a half hour or so to get in here.
Yeah, I feel like most of these guys probably are in both. They have like 2 windows open.
Diana, yes, you're in the right chat. Brian Williams, what up? This man right here. That's the glass guy I was telling you about. Check out.
He's Instagram. You sent it to me.
Yeah, I sent it to you. He does his original thing that he did for like 40 years was neon signs, like glass neon signs. So he's like, he's an artist, man, I'm telling you. And he makes ghosts. I'm just saying.
That's dope. But I'm about to. I remember you sent it to me, so just make sure which account. Brian Williams, you said?
Yes.
I got him there.
You can probably find him just typing his name in.
I follow him too, yeah. This shit is dope.
Yeah, I was just checking that out. Hey, look, he sent me this for my birthday.
Oh,
this thing's pretty dope.
That's dope.
And it's nice and thick. It's not like some cheap shit.
Hell yeah. It looks sick. I want to check out his page. Yeah. Mondo's got a good shout out right here. You see that bottom right there? He has his name.
Oh, yeah. I did that on purpose, man.
Nice.
Gotta let them know who made that. You know? Mondo's dope, man. This background right here. He made this for me. I just changed up the colors.
Oh, nice. Different colorways.
He made this logo for me, so he did a good job. I said I need this bud guy with a joint in his mouth. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, like it's kind of like having like a. I was like, oh yeah, I want this, and this happening, and it's like you're talking to like an AI prompt. He's like,
right.
Bet here you go. He's like,
and he hand draws it. Are you talking about Mortal Kombat, Papa? What's up with that? Mortal Kombat's the shit.
Oh, I thought they were talking to you. Like, it's time for you to go play fucking Mortal Kombat right now. I'm like, Tuesday, go play Mortal Kombat with your family. Am I in the right live?
Who's asking that?
Quan.
Yep, you are.
Let's go. We got 27 people in the GTC live. So if you're not in, like your chat, there's not a lot of people talking. You know, you
There's
probably it
6
might
in
be
mine.
on live.
There's 6 on my YouTube, 3 on your YouTube, 3 on my Facebook, 1 on Twitch. I don't know if you can see that. You're on a computer, right? You can
Yeah,
you scroll on the eyeball and you can see where everyone is.
yeah, I could see that. And then I'll show you guys how to get there from my account. Let's see. Yeah, I can see that. Oops. And then share screen. I think it's this one.
So I got you. Slide it over here.
Right under where it says started to streaming 10 minutes ago, you could click that. It'll take you right to this account. It says it's going live right now. You should click it. You hear myself cough?
Why you coughing, yo?
That's how you get there from my page. But
heck yeah, Alec, man. Get to growing, man. Get to growing.
Oh, sorry.
What up, Terry? What up? What up?
What up, Macro?
My wife is a beast at Mortal Kombat, man. Watch out. She'll hustle the shit out of you.
What's your character? I don't play a lot, but
Smoke was like her big character for a while, but now she's been using
the chick. I'm looking up right now, huh?
Now she's been using the chick, so
Smoke. Oh, he's related to like Sub-Zero and shit.
Oh yeah, he's just a dark color. What's up?
I'm considered what they call a button masher.
I gotta see what you're talking about. Let's go, Craig.
They probably have Mortal Kombat on Steam.
Noob. Okay, that's the other one. Noob. Noob is the other one that she fucks with.
Okay.
I think that was her main one. That she'll whoop your ass and then with Noob.
Anything new growing in your garden, Twisted?
Oh, I got in the buckets. I'm actually going to be flipping them this weekend. Legendary oranges, apricots. I got green crack gelato, BMG 3. I got the BMG Blue Unicorn Cross.
I popped a few of those green crack BMG too. Oh wait, did you say green crack gelato or green?
Yeah, I got the GCG one.
Oh, GCG. Okay.
Yeah, the GCG one.
Hold up. Hello? Oh yeah, is it unlocked? Oh, yeah, go ahead. All right, bye. Sorry.
I got hella clones right now. Ready to go outside. They're like teenagers going outside.
Oh yeah, I had a batch that I put out like that I felt like they might finish, but it's really close to like I guess like if I put it out mid-May last year, it's still flowered.
Mid-May, right? You gotta wait till like the third week of May, or
I'm gonna wait till early June, and then I'll put a batch out.
June 1st is the day, is like the perfect day, but you can always go ahead a couple days if you really want. Not much though, because the sun dials in at 15:09 on June 1st, so it's like if you don't wait till then and you train them to go with the lighting of what the daytime light is, then you're going to have a problem. I've had shit flower out in my yard a bunch of times because I did because I tried to cheat. That's the only reason why I know.
Yeah, I don't know yet either. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to try it. Let's see what happens. I'm happy my shit that Tino just gave me recently got back safe and I got him rooted.
I'm popping your shit. The
Which
La Sucia cross. I forgot what.
Yeah, La Sucia F2 cross to XO.
I'm gonna have them going outside, and then once they sex, I'll bring them in. I'll take clones off the females and find which one's a keeper.
think it's a GMO chop on a, I think Wedding Crasher GMO mix.
Okay.
Lasucia F2 is by Mackie Moda Seeds, and it's a Wedding Crasher F2 GMO Trop by Wedding Crasher GMO Trop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just was mad because the last time I popped them, I ended up murdering them by mistake.
It's okay. It happens.
That's why I begged you. I need another one.
I've murdered many of packs.
For real, man.
I feel like that's
It's all
kind of
part of the game.
yeah, the odds gods.
Yeah, I think those ones I let drowned out because I put them in a bottle when I pop. I just put them in a bottle with a shot of peroxide,
Yeah.
water, and a shot of peroxide, of course.
Like a whole fucking water bottle?
Yeah, water. Like it'll be at least 3/4 full, and then a shot of peroxide, and then toss the beans in, put them in the dark. 24 to 48 hours, got tails.
Let's talk about that. Anybody what's your preferred germ method out there? Type it up.
And then how I do it, I take the root riots, I stick them tail down. I got these mini cloners. They're like germinating kits. They're just mini cloners with domes. I put them in there in the dark for another 24 hours. They'll just shoot up like this big quick. And then it's time to do their thing.
I'm at Brandon. Oh, yeah,
What up?
yo.
Just talking germination techniques. We just started talking about it. Paper towels for KG.
Yeah, I used to do like just whatever. Like, I always do the soaking though. Soak it in like a cup of water or something, or like a shot of water.
Yeah, Travis, that's your best bet. Don't let them do that.
I don't always do paper towels, but I always soak it, and they always just pop in there. Like after like 2-3 days, and I'll have a good nice fruit.
I used to do that a lot, all the time. I started doing the water bottle thing a couple of years ago.
How many days are you leaving in the water bottle? What'd you say?
2 days tops. Not long. 24 to 48 hours, they usually have tails.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3 days. Sometimes.
You don't need to dilute hydrogen peroxide. It's already diluted 3 to 5%.
You're absolutely right, man. I don't dilute it. I'm diluting. I'm just putting the shot in there. I don't know. It's just.
Uncle Lemur gave me some older Vietnamese black seeds. I should have used some peroxide on them.
I like that, Ricky.
Hit the like facts. You guys are all looking a little holy.
Oh, man.
We got 35 people got on the right channel right now. You guys are doing
great.
That's solid, guys.
A lot of people do that. Put the seed right in the soil. There's none, everyone has their own method. Everyone does.
Shout out Marks Jacks. Oh, you know why you said you only seen my other dog? It's because my shepherd is scared of this dog.
And doesn't like to be, yeah.
He'll rather go chill over there by himself.
How many dogs you got?
Personally, I only have two. But within the household, maybe like like 5.
I have 4, so we have 4 over here.
2 of them belong to me.
There's a lot of dogs to keep track of.
Yeah. I'm getting ready for an army. I need a couple.
Between us both, we almost got a basketball team of dogs, man. 15 ounces of water, 1 ounce of peroxide.
We still have combined less dogs than light workers, so.
I just that guy hit me up the other day.
Well, nice.
Yeah.
Everyone that's on Facebook, make sure you guys hit that link. That's pinned.
Out, right when you guys were in Oklahoma.
No, I think he might have plans to go to Alaska or something.
Back to Alaska?
Something, yeah.
He must have saw something he liked there.
Probably a woman.
Always.
95% of the time, that's what it is. Yeah, make sure you guys hit that link. Join us over on YouTube. We're gonna be shutting down all the other links in a little bit, probably like 10 minutes. Make sure everyone gets their chance to come in, and then we shut them down and get you all in one chat.
I'm a dude. Laugh my ass off. Did somebody call this guy not a dude?
Probably.
Oh, it's because there's a female in the picture, maybe.
That could be it. Cali Cushionator, what up?
All right, guys. That guy's a dude. All right. Hope smash that like button, guys. I mean, we're just gonna try to, talk with you guys and kind of see what direction you guys want to see this stuff go. You guys want more educational stuff, or like more hood rat shit, or what? We're gonna keep it staying as grow oriented, home grower oriented as possible for sure. I would assume.
I mean, yeah.
So we are.
What up, Cranky? Join us on YouTube, man.
We make the community go around. The growers are the ones.
Let me share that. Bam! It should go over to Twitch so you can see it.
I wouldn't want to be on in any of the other these communities, bro. They don't seem as fun.
Honestly, I don't know. There's just so many people. You can't trust them. You don't know what they're up to, what they have up their sleeve, like what their intentions are.
Yeah.
That's the problem with some of them. Unfortunately.
Kind of takes some time to weed out the fucking bad seeds in this world too, like, or this community.
It's literally, what it is. I can pin that, baby.
Shout out Jason. Let's go. Shout out Garble. Make sure you guys drop a comment so we know you're in here chilling with us. Let's go. I want to see anybody from Boneyard's crew in here right now. Let me see those umbrellas.
Wow, Garbo. What up, Garbo?
29 likes. Let's go. 40 watching. We got some sleepy hoes in here. Yo, let's go. Bajid's in the house. Bajid's been active lately. Baj.
Oh, Spooky kicked himself out.
Damn it, I hit the fucking back button on my browser. On my That's probably can't hear me now.
Dreading the trip back.
Work tomorrow plus this side job. Stay tuned for Saturday over on Twisted. Let's go, everybody. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications on Twisted's page, so you guys are notified. He's gonna be doing some barbecuing on the weekend. I'm gonna have to make sure I bring my headphones so I can watch while I'm at work.
Yeah, we figured we'd do something on Saturday instead of Sunday when everybody else is doing it.
This is the first time or what?
Nah.
You'd be doing it every like 419.
No. I mean, we always it's 420 every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but barbecuing wise,
Yeah, pretty
being
much.
together
Usually
about
we end up going somewhere or just whatever.
nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What up, Taj?
I'm gonna be
Canada?
working all weekend. I'm boring. And now, can you hear me right now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm
What's that?
just
What's
playing
that?
with the
Fucking commercial or
printer.
like? Can you hear me now?
It let me do the get through. I just went through Chrome or whatever. So
Oh, nice. Yeah, Chrome works pretty solid on this thing.
yeah.
Yeah, we end up using Google. We don't even use the app at all. StreamYard app. We just use Google on the iPad, the phones, this PC, everything. Chrome is your best bet.
Yeah, Chrome's pretty solid. What's up, Jessica? Let's go. Throwing up the tornadoes, the spookies, the umbrellas, the pizzas. Don't forget your in-house got the flex. You got the flex emoji. Throw that in there. Cheers, y'all. What you smoking on tonight? I'm smoking on some. It's called Canal Street Runs. Canal Street Runs. What up, Tony?
What up, Tony?
Don't eat me. My dog's just sniffing me right now. I don't got what you're looking for. Purple pie kick ass. That sounds fire. Some
I
purple
don't
pie.
know what that is, but hey. What up, Tucker? Tucker, if you want to join us on that link I have pinned over there, we'll probably be shutting that live down in like a minute, in like 2.5 minutes. Join us on the YouTube.
Yeah, most of you guys are already over.
Yep.
Most of you guys are already on the main page. We got 40 over there right now. If you guys don't know how to get there, in the description box, it should say a link directly to the main page. What's that? What's that one looking like right now? I'm gonna look at it right now.
155.
Ooh, nice.
157.
GTC.
Oh, Wayne, I see you. My fault. I didn't see you ask. I see it in the chat, but I didn't see it on StreamYard. I can tell you.
There's about 4 videos on there right now, so it's the 4th week from being on that channel. That's good.
What the fuck, Clarence?
157.
What up, Sick?
Toshada.
Tosh the bomb mom.
Toshda. Let's go, Johnny. What up? Tyler. Let the roll up another joint.
He said, I don't know what I want to grow when I get back home. You got some good options over there, Garbo. You got some spooky and some Tino. I mean, I'd start there. You know?
You guys believe in? Do you believe in like popping your beans on a full moon? Is that something you have ever tried?
I have. I mean, I don't see a difference. You know, I don't see a difference, but I do.
Yeah.
I fall for it. Hello.
Yo. Stop talking about him. He's here.
Lord of the Pizza has entered the building.
Let's go.
Go in-house, I go or no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, in-house can't hear me.
He probably can. He's not in the app. He's on Chrome. Can you hear Tino? Okay.
Would you just wake up? Let's go.
It looks like he's busy over there.
No, he's multitasking.
Yeah, seriously. Good moves right there.
Trying to find the perfect setting for something. If I find it, I'll show you.
Nice.
But I'm muting it because the machine's kind of loud.
Oh no, yeah, that's good. You're good.
Oh, he's over there printing on your bags right now.
Oh, very nice. Oh shit, you spilled it. Ah.
That's dope.
Oh, sorry.
Got him excited, man.
I feel like they'll print really good on those. Actually, it's just a little bit of laser on there. Hopefully, it doesn't catch on fire. I'm just kidding. It's a little thicker, so thicker than a Snicker.
It worked pretty damn good. I got him all in my grow, so.
Yes,
Same
sir.
Yeah, I like them.
I like them too.
I like them. I have so many boxes. I really like those small ones, man. I really like the
smallest ones or the 0.25s? Oh, really? Smaller
ones,
than
yeah.
0.12?
ones?
Yeah.
The ones I came out with?
No, he's smaller than that. He said the smaller one than that.
Fuck those ones.
No, I like both. I like both, but like
I
the
like the small ones, man.
if I'm
I like
putting
them both though, like you said.
if I put a
do like-
clone, if I'm putting like a clone or I'm popping a fem pack, I'll put it in the 0.25 because I want to have more medium. But I might pull it like when it's a reg seed. I might pull it when it's a male, like pretty early. So I might even be able to just take it all the way in that 0.12.
Shit. If I knew what I did with my phone, I'd show you. Oh, damn. Michael Shoemaker, join us on that link. We're going to be shutting it down any minute now. So make sure you guys are all at the correct live. The links are pinned in all the lives you're watching.
If you're confused or you don't know if you're in the right live, just drop a comment and we could check quite easily. What up, Tino? Tino's definitely in the wrong live. He saw
He's in the right live.
Not just fucking.
He's in the right one this time.
I'm going to
You're
that
good,
live.
Jason.
I'll go to that live right now. I'm gonna check who's in there. We'll see. I'm going to that live. Oh,
I can remove
It's
that
a
so you
low
guys
for
don't have to pick it over there so you know you are in the right one.
it doesn't load for me.
Oh, what? That's
Yeah,
right.
dude.
You picked those up, right?
How did those 3D printed bean poppers work? I didn't pick them up yet. Probably. I mean, I would assume they work. But the only difference I've seen from that and the thing is like the one that they're saying on the thing has more areas or more zones. And then they also sell like a little cotton thing that goes with it, or I don't know what it,
Pad.
like a pad.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
pad.
You don't really need that. I mean,
Yeah. We'll try that one out and see what happens. I'll let you know when I get it. What's the lineage on the new diesel therapy? I'm gonna have to ask him, but I think he's working with Gasman on that one, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody he's in a collab with. I don't know if it was Gasman.
Diesel therapy. I mean, which the diesel therapy is sour diesel and chem. I don't know which chem. You'd have to ask when he comes back. I don't remember what he said.
I popped the GMO one. GMO diesel therapy. Sounds fire.
Trying to find it. I forgot which one I turned popping, but I have it opened already.
I did. I haven't opened the package yet, but I have it It's in the car.
Yeah.
I picked it up though. I've been busy watching my new dog, Doge.
That's what
What's
you
your
named
dog's
him?
name?
I named it Ash. Like
Oh, I thought you said Doge.
That's what he said.
Let's go.
I was just referring to as a Doge, like instead of a dog.
The diesel therapy is by somebody else. It's by who's it by? Well, anyway, it's Sour Diesel and Kim 91 BX3.
91.
It's by Lucky Dog, I think. You right? Somebody Google that up. Just
got
Google diesel therapy. My buddy, the thing about that is my buddy gave me a bunch of the males. I hunted it down. That was the one I liked the best. I didn't even know it was what it was, until after I checked with them. And that's what it is. So,
East Coast Sour Diesel crossed to ChemDog 91 BX3.
It's what?
East Coast Sour Diesel.
Yep.
Crossed to ChemDog 91 BX3.
Yeah.
Which is.
But who's it by is what I'm saying.
It's by Lucky Dog Seed Co.
Okay. Lucky Dog. Okay, I had it right.
Yeah, I think a Dark Star sells his seeds too.
We're bringing back the green cherry line. I just did the pollination right now in the greenhouse.
Ooh.
The new green cherry mill. It's completely stacked and amazing.
That's dope.
Yeah. Got a lot. Yeah, you're welcome, Uncle Lemur. Yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff.
Skunk VA. More of this joint real quick. Hey, make sure you guys are following Tino's new Instagram account.
Yeah, Tino Genetics 55559.
His next one is not Tino's Genetics.
Actually, I fixed the website, guys. So I'm gonna actually post some 420 deals on there. Some big boxes. I'm gonna order some boxes too, just for it.
20.
Some pizza boxes are coming back and all kinds of good stuff. So the grow up starting.
Pipe Maker R2 or
I got my rip tip here. I'm gonna be firing it. Thanks to Spooky.
You about to start the Pipe Maker R2?
Grow cup, yeah, it's already. People are already popping the seeds. The deadline is coming to an end, and we're gonna do the voting on the peach crack BMGs here pretty soon.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys can still get it in. I put the deadline at 420, but as long as it's this, you pop it. Post the 420, it'll be all right. Or get in before 420. Pop it this month.
Matthew Fira, what up? Wayne, what up?
Yeah. I'm gonna shut down Facebook and everything else.
Yeah, I'll shut down, man. Oh, if you guys are still on my YouTube right now, I'm about to close it. So just click the link in the description. It'll take you to the GTC main live that we're all in right now. So just go over there and check it out. All right. Ooh.
And share it around. Feel free to share the live.
I was printing on some of these spooky bags.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks like I just got up because I got to go get a haircut at some point. Kind of putting it off.
That's why I haven't had a haircut for like 3 years, so I haven't had that problem yet.
Yeah,
I'm not excited for the weekly haircut shit.
You're intentionally growing it out. I'm not.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this is my delivery plane. I'm talking in the comments.
Yeah, Marks, he'll get them to you in a flight.
Yeah, see, he's ahead of the curve. He beat Amazon to it.
We're on it.
Well, Amazon in this country.
So if you see that red baron flying over your friend's house, or just know that Tino's making a delivery.
Bear. And do not intercept.
Yeah, right.
Danny Dreams. What did you
Share this live in my broadcast channel. See anything to do with that.
Let's go. So now we got 48 in one YouTube. Let's go. See, nice and easy, huh?
Yeah, it was like a brick by brick type of process, but I mean, like, we got over here, you know. That's pretty good for.
Over the time, I've kind of timed it. It takes up to 20 minutes for everybody to kind of, the people that are going to get the notification, it takes up to 20 minutes to get that. For the majority of the people that are going to get it.
Yeah.
What up, Red Eye? Red Eye.
Only 10 likes.
You might have to refresh your thing, Papa. I got 34 on this end.
Yeah, to skip to the most current part of the live, you might have to hit the bottom left. There's a red record button looking thing, or it says live on it. Hit that shit. It'll bring you all the way to like where we're at right now. Oh shit.
What's everybody smoking on?
I'm smoking on Canal Street Runts.
Oh,
Canal Street Runts.
You gotta hit this little thing that says live.
Yeah, right there.
I got this runts. I got this trick over here.
Tricks there. It's from the guy who found it or that had it this whole time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
I got the cut now, but yeah, he grew it.
It's back. The Tricks is back, guys.
It's freaking so good.
Mondo needs to draw you on.
I never got to flip it. You sent it to me a while ago. A while ago.
I remember that.
You have it?
No, I don't. I never got to flip
you
it.
lost it.
I ended up losing a bunch of shit that I had.
Dude, it's so good. I'm gonna mix this with the strawberry souffle. Make it freaking just pure freaking.
Strawberry souffle is so delicious.
Yeah, it's gonna be like really good, tasty. Yeah, Mac, old Mac found that one. Yeah, I'm out in the smoking on some blackberry kush. That's right, Uncle Lemur. Always got the fire.
Just share this live with one of your homies on Instagram that you think might enjoy it, but doesn't know we're over here. You know.
Yeah.
So do this.
They'll enjoy it.
Look out for your homie. What are you guys doing?
Whatever I sent. Is that you, Rick? No.
Oh shit! Here we go. Oh shit! Here we go.
What is Goofy's? That's a different name.
I don't see it. Oh. Cookies? No wait.
Goofy's.
I never had that. You on mine, Joseph? Let's go. Now you're on the right one. Let's go.
Let's go, Sheena. Sheena's got the strawberry souffle BMG going.
Let's go. Candy in a red wrapper.
Yeah, that's what the souffle tastes like. It smells like.
Yeah, it's crazy. It smells just like that.
Let's go. You guys got any plans for the weekend? 420?
Just gonna do a cookout thing, barbecue thing. Have a couple people over, and that's gonna be on Saturday, not Sunday. Sunday, I'm probably just gonna vibe, chill, recover.
I want to be on the gram doing the deals.
Let's
Deals.
go.
Love beers.
I'm gonna put his Instagram up right now. Hold up.
Yeah, I think I get my pie maker Tinos account back that day. Actually, hopefully, we'll see.
If not, we'll make them add this one too.
Yeah,
What was this new one? Oh yeah, I got it. I'm looking at the logo.
Where's Litt's not here yet?
Litt was here early, and then he's in the waiting room, and he's like, "I don't think I'm gonna make it." he disappeared.
Yeah. So
he said,
"Oh." So he called me a week and a half ago, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make these gummies," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So he obviously I sent him everything he needed to infuse it, and he's like, "I need to know can you help me with the math?" Right? And I was like, "Okay, well, what's your serving size?" And he was like, "The gummy bears are a half a gram, right? A weight." And I was like, "Oh, okay. So what do you want to do them as? Do you want to 5 milligram, 10 milligram?" He's like, "It's a small gummy, so I'll do it at like 5 milligram." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So we broke it down, went through the math, and then to note how much oil he needed to put into the mix in order to get a 5 milligram gummy bear. So then I check on him about 2 days later, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it today." He's like, "I decided to make the gummy bear 50 milligrams," and I was like, "I don't think it works like that. You don't want to do that." And he was like, "Why not?" And I said, "Because go back to when you were a little kid and you were in class, and the teacher used to give out gummy bears and would give you one gummy bear for being good. You'd eat one gummy bear, but you would be like, what the fuck? What was the point of that? Because it's just a tiny little gummy bear." And I said, "So you don't see somebody eating like 4 or 5 of those that is maybe accustomed to like a 20 milligram or a 50 milligram?" And he's like, and I said, "Plus it's going to taste like shit. That's a lot of oil to cram into a little tiny gummy." And he's like, "Yeah, you're right. I guess, yeah. That makes a lot more sense." I was like, you're gonna send people to the moon, bro. Like, yeah. And but anyway, he was I think he made him at like 5 milligrams, or I was like, make him at like 2 or 3 milligrams, and then so that way you get like a package that has like 10 or 20 of them in it,
Yeah. Ooh, damn! Look at that fatty. Here, let me show you the other sizes. Let's see.
Is that a donut?
I didn't send you the small one.
Oh, there we go. I think this is a 12.
Watch out, Spooky busting out the drip tips.
I have a 7, a 10. It's probably a 7, a 10, and a 12 then.
Maybe the 10. Oh, that's the only size you have?
That's the sizes that I have, but they have all types of sizes.
Oh, so maybe I have the 7. I don't know.
The 7 is small. Look. It's super small. Look.
I think I have 7.
The 7 is like the size for a joint.
Okay, yeah, I got the one up from that. This is the one I like. This is the one I got. Look at.
Yeah, that's the fatty. I think that's probably bigger than you said 12?
Then there's this one.
Yeah, this one's
bigger.
This one's 10.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm using. I think that's what I got in here.
It looks
They're the same colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10. Yeah, I need like some. I was like, yeah, I want to send them some of these. They're a stupid price though. Like,
They're really nice. They're reusable. It's worth
yeah,
it if you.
I would get like a couple.
Buying tips.
Yeah. I would get like 3 or 4 to have like on rotation if you once you find the size you like.
Yeah, that would be cool because having to clean it every time ain't the business really. So yeah, buying a couple of them that would be perfect. Just pop them out.
But if you have tile floors, don't drop them.
Oh yeah, they'll break, huh?
Yeah. Like you're like fuck, $40.
It just breaks the tile.
So Clarence asked a question here. He said, "What are you doing to combat gnats?" You gotta get some. First of all, get some traps. That'll knock a lot of them down, and then and you got your best way to combat it is nematodes.
Yeah, definitely nematodes. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, you gotta spray them all over it.
No. No, look, guys, you can order or you can find nematodes pretty easy. You water them into your soil. You follow directions, you mix them up, and you just water it in. And you want to keep your medium wet for about 3 days so they don't dry out and they're able to run around and eat all the shit in there. Because gnats have little larva clear worms that eat your roots and down by your roots, and that's what you need to kill. You got to kill the life cycles. So the gnats go down, they lay their eggs in the soil. The eggs they hatch to the little larvae. They go down there like little white. Or little clear worms. They eat your roots. So that's what you're attacking. You got to kill the life cycle. If you just try to spray them or anything like that, it'll never work because they just keep hatching more.
Yeah, you got to get down in the soil. So like I've seen people get rid of them by doing like a pyganic trance, but the nematodes is the way to go because it'll take a little bit of time. But there's somebody put in the chat here it's called the Good Guys Beneficials. That's a pretty good source. But when you go to mix them up, it's really important that you use cold water when you're soaking them and to get them the nematodes get released in the water, and then stir it up really good, and then top dress and then water. So you got the initial quart of nematodes in there. Then feed your plants, so then it'll go down into the pot and disperse it and spread it out. Yeah, and then just so you don't So here's the thing: is once you get over the hurdle of getting through the gnats, then it's really important to regulate your dry back because they just thrive in wet soil, wet environments.
They do, but when you're applying the nematodes, you want it to stay wet for 3 days. But yeah, you want it to be dry other than when you're applying.
Because, well, you want to, Well, I think what I've seen a lot is when people saturate their pots and keep them saturated.
Definitely.
But yeah, you want to keep it wet and let the nematodes take hold. And then once the nematodes take hold, basically it's like biowarfare. They attack the larvae because they don't really attack the flyers. The key thing is attacking the larvae, the babies, and taking that population out.
Yeah.
I can look it up for you. I think it's like $22 or something for the.
Yeah, they're not expensive either. Yeah. Yeah, they send it to you with the ice pack, just like the guy was saying right here. They send it to you with. You know what? I think I have an old one. Hold on.
Shit, that's cheaper than some of the sprays they got out there. And that doesn't even work like it should.
Yeah, I'll go look, but I think I have some. It just comes in a powder form. Sometimes it comes in like a soda. You put it kind of usually the mesh bag comes with it, and it's just like a tea bag, and you're gonna dip it and stir it up.
All right, Thomas.
Yeah, you want to apply the initial, because here's the thing about a lot of people mistaken on beneficial nematodes and beneficial bugs. The reason why a lot of people don't think they work is because they're not there to tackle the problem, they're there to prevent the problem. So you got to do the initial like knockdown and elimination or overpower, then you introduce the beneficials, so that way when bugs do come in, it has a fighting chance. A lot of people will see crawlers or have an infestation and they think, oh, if I just release a shit ton of beneficial bugs, it'll eat all of them, which isn't the case. You want the bugs to be present, so when your plant is attacked, then it'll have something to defend itself. The nice part is more as your plants grow, get healthier, they'll naturally ward off, ward off any pests,
Let's go. Tino's smoking the big fatty.
Yeah, I've personally never had to use nematodes or anything like that. Not yet. Knock on wood, man. I need to shut up.
Nematodes are a must on gnats or that other one, thrips. Yeah. Anything that has their babies in the soil.
Get a sticky trap and then identify what bug it actually is.
I'm gonna do all that.
That I've heard a lot.
Yeah, because I thought I had gnats, and then you actually have aphids. The first sign of aphids is like a gnat looking thing that flies around, because that's their their life cycle. But yeah, and then I'm like, what the fuck is that? Oh, that's not a gnat. And then I look at the bottom of the fucking roots, and bam, they're infested.
Yeah, so it's a two-phase approach. Get the stickies to grab the flyers. They'll be attracted to the yellow pad, and then treat with nematodes. But most importantly, because if you God forbid if you have root aphids, that is that's a whole different ballgame. Nematodes will actually help that, but there's a whole different program to get rid of those bugs. Are terrible.
Right. Just saying that you should identify it, because I've definitely mistaken the flying aphid as a gnat before.
Yeah. So the gnats and all that, they got more of the rounded wing. The gnats have more of a rounded wing than like what Tino's talking about with the root aphids. It's a bit more of a pointy wing. The wings are about the same size as the body. So
they're a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell. You can almost say that almost looks like a gnat, But
yeah.
Yeah, they what's a good rounded combination is nematodes, along with incorporating some rove beetles into your soil. The rove beetles basically kind of eat any sort of decomposing material that's in your soil. So dead roots, all that. And then one thing that before you put the nematodes in, if you got a grow store, get a concentrate of H2O2 and mix that up and pour that in first, because that'll kill a lot of the larvae, a lot of the flyers, and then the next day apply nematodes. So I've done that before, where a high dose of H2O2 right to the roots, because then also too it'll clean the roots for you. Bring a lot of oxygen to the roots.
I've heard a lot of people say they put diatomaceous earth on top of the thing to try to get. I've never done that. I've never even known if that's you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I'm sure it works to a certain extent, but it's they live in the soil, they thrive in the soil, and they eat the roots. Which when the root system is attacked, it affects the whole plant. Then the plant becomes sick, which becomes more susceptible to pests that are going to live on the leaf. So that's where that's why I say this is if you're trying to remedy it, that's why I think if you do have bugs, one of the best things to do is write out and remedy what you can. But when you isolate your clones and let those get rooted, then up pot those, but keep it isolated as much as possible. Whether you build like a little makeshift tent for them or whatnot, and then you're starting the process of cleaning your grow space and your grow room. And once you're done with that soil, toss that soil because it's going to be full of larvae and eggs and everything else. So you just don't want to recycle that. But like I said before, is you want to knock it down and then start introducing beneficials. Because once you have a good beneficial regimen in your grow, you'll see that you're not going to have to spray insecticides or pesticides nearly as much, or if at all.
It's always like an accept. Yeah.
Is that Arissa?
No, it's not here.
Oh,
Not here. Is that
boss
Tino?
over there. The boss.
Yeah, Tina. The real boss.
The Tinos genetics. She does all the major breeding decisions.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Good all the fucking access.
What ratio should we mix the H2O2? Like Travis asked.
Yeah, Ricky Blakesley's got a great point here with and then also
Yeah. I was just reading that. Yeah.
Yeah, about a 10%, 15%, but 10%, 15% on the H2O2. So because you can, like, if you have concentrate, you can make 3% real easy. So 3%, 6% will do really well in watering. But I remember years ago, I was like, oh shit! I think I was like battling like root aphids or something, and I was scouring, and somebody mentioned H2O2, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna make concentrate because if you have a concentrate that's then you can dilute it down to make 3%. I mixed it at like 6%, and once it bubbled up and created a bunch of, and the nice part is created a bunch of air pockets in the soil, but it eliminated just about everything inside, all the bugs that were inside of it that were living. They were pretty much gone by the next day. And then I followed that up with nematodes and rope beetles, and then didn't have any problems again after that.
let's go.
But yeah, I think when it comes to like pest management, it's a tricky thing because the plant's already stressed and you got to treat it, which is going to give it additional stress. And I think a lot of people make the mistake when they see a new sign of stress after a treatment, they feel like it didn't work and they have to treat that new symptom when that symptom was from the original curing of your original situation. You've seen that before?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
then they're like, what's going on?
Yeah, well, the plant's really resilient. The plant will with the right steps, it's going to do its part and heal itself. You just want to because you got these bugs that are just munching on it and chewing on it and feeding off of it and sucking, sucking the sugars out of it, and that's where it starts to run into discoloration, and eventually, if you don't handle it, it's going to struggle until it eventually dies.
Oh yeah, Lynn, they're reusable. They are reusable. Now, I don't know if Spooky still has these, but you could get one of these cool things. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I have some left actually. Those are perfect for like glass tips and turp pearls.
Yeah,
they're perfect for those.
That
But you have to change it often actually for like the glass tips that they get just dirty really, really quick. So like one time in that well, you gotta change it already. Like
It's all right. It's a small jar, so it's not much alcohol that you have to really have in there for it. You fill it halfway with those tips. That's usually what I do. I fill it about halfway.
Did I give you a grabber yet?
Yeah, they're reusable tips. Yeah, they're called Rip Tip. Spooky's got them. Hit them up.
Yeah, I think you did. I just don't know where the hell it is, honestly.
Yeah, the thing about reusing cocoa or reusing soil. If you're not incorporating beneficials and all that, you're setting yourself up for problems because you're essentially by reusing the soil, you're re-amending it in a somewhat of a way, creating like a living soil. Just the tip.
Fungus gnat.
Yeah, fungus gnats. But anytime a soil pest, it's a pain in the ass to get rid of. It's just that you just got to go through the process step by step in order to get rid of it, and then start preparing yourself to eliminate future problems by isolation and a lot of stuff is your friend. Isolating the clones. If you know that you have a problem along your line of, from clone to your bloom, you want to start beginning to isolate stuff, so that way you're eliminating future problems.
Write down these gold. This is a gold from the man right here. Take your notes.
Yeah, I think it's just years of running into shit and trying dumb shit and eating shit and figuring out how to make a shit pie taste halfway decent so you can choke it down. Like if you listen to the internet, they'd be like, "Oh, you got a yellow leaf? Fucking just cut everything down and burn it down and start over."
Yeah, start over, exactly. That's what people would say when you, all the time.
That's what growing's about is learning and figuring and conquering shit and being like, I don't know. Look, I remember there was a time when we thought aphids, I mean shit.
Hang it up, throw everything away. You got aphids.
Yeah.
yeah, no, for real, yeah. Well, there's a lot less information back then. We had to learn everything on our own.
I've done it. I can't even lie.
Well, think about it. Aphids is essentially plant lice now. You just wash it off with some Dawn soap, essentially, right? But back in the day,
pyrethrin or something, pyrethrin, one of those. Put it on there.
We have, like little fucking line of soldiers climbing up the stem. You're like, God damn it, and then came the spider mite, and then it's fucking from hell, two-spotted spider mite, and then with that, then you had the root aphid, and now you got the rice root aphid, which is the root aphid on fucking steroids.
The white one are fucked.
I think that's the root aphid or rice root aphid or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
They're on the root. They're on the plant.
Oh, the white ones?
Yeah.
Oh, the white aphids? Yeah, I think Dawn soap.
They're easy to get rid of, but I mean, they fly around easier, and they're bad out here. They're bad out here because they get fucking on. I have to spray like a regular bushes out here. They're just like natural. They just motherfuckers just come out of the sky.
So then think about it this way. Then you have shit like a broad mite and a russet mite that will attach itself to a flyer like a fucking taxi and fly around and deposit these fucking bugs on another leaf across the room. Like any flying insect essentially in a grow room is a fucking taxi.
That was the hardest thing for me to learn, to get rid of those, because I didn't know that they flew when I first got them a long fucking however many years ago, 10 years ago. These motherfuckers fly. I didn't realize that, so I had it sectioned off. Like, all right, here's the problem. I killed them all, and then that motherfucker would fly over here. Just one. All it took was one. It would land. It would give birth to like 5 motherfuckers instantly. Within like 24 hours, all 5 of those could have like fucking 5 babies, and they're having fucking 32 babies. And all of a sudden, within fucking not even 2 days, the whole shit's covered on the other side of the fucking room where it was clean. I was like, well, how does this happen? You know, and I kept going back and forth, and all of a sudden I figured out these motherfuckers are flying around. I found the leaf. That motherfucker's giving birth. I see the little bit. I was like, that gnat is birthing a fucking, what the fuck? That ain't a gnat. You know, it all clicked. I was like, oh my God, fucking.
There's bugs that just by walking around, they're just laying eggs nonstop, just getting eggs out left and right. But I mean, I've had it where
I couldn't believe it.
Where everything where there was only isolated to a couple of leaves on a plant during harvest, where the plant was so resilient that it had to find the weakest leaf and then start eating on that, because the plant was able to protect itself without, you know. I've seen that before, but bugs is never ending. It's just there's no really like cure all unless you go super nuclear and get really fucking disgusting with the insecticides, pesticides. But even when you do that, you're going to create stress to the plant, and then you're going to go, oh, I got a nitrogen deficiency, right? Or I got a barren deficiency, when it's just the stress from the shit, you know. And the less neem oil you can use, the better, because I'm telling you, I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure there's a direct connection to neem oil and CHS.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Clarence. Yep. The gnats will basically, they're just terrible gets, because they'll throw up and shit all over your leaves, and there's like little black spots, leaves these little black spots, and all the while they're setting their little hellions off in the soil. It's just bad all around, you know. But did you know that the broadmite was introduced in Northern California to try to curb the cannabis crop back in the 90s?
Wow, those motherfuckers.
Yeah, so they
That's
they
the worst
originally were
one.
like, oh, we're just gonna apply them to these blueberry bushes, so it'll eradicate these blueberry bushes along the freeway, not knowing that it was gonna fucking spread to everywhere else.
Why the hell that's the stupidest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit, I gotta get out of here, guys. I might be back later. I gotta go do some shit.
All right, later, man.
All right.
See you. All right, everybody in the chat. I guess later.
Yeah, I'm about to leave soon too. I've been not watching my dog for the past hour. He really did some crazy shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I got a ton of shit to do. I gotta print up a bunch of stuff. I gotta get actually I'm gonna get with you, Twisted, because I gotta get over on X. I got a bunch of people signed up for a hunt. I got a bunch of people signed up for some stuff. We're gonna do a big, huge X hunt. So if you have an X account, head over to the in-house page. There's a post that's up. It's gonna be essentially kind of first come, first serve. So put your name in the hat, or put your name, or post a comment on there, because I'm just gonna take all those comments, and then we're gonna put it on a wheel. And so every time we got something, testers or whatever, I'm just gonna, spin that wheel and start grouping people up to grow.
Is it the Active on X Enjoy Hunting post, that one?
Yeah. There's like 200 and something on there. I started to go down the list and put the names.
246.
What's that?
246.
Yeah. So there'll probably be.
I just put the link in the chat there, so you guys can all check it out if you have an X account.
So I think there's about 35 or 40. So right now there's about 35 or 40 things that would like to see hunted out and get kind of a a look. So what I was going to do is just group people up into 5 or 10 people and have them hunt the exact same thing and kind of have, from soil to deep water culture, that kind of thing. And then we created a community on X for people to share their results. But I got we got a ton of stuff that we created that we just never did anything with. And then we had some stuff that wasn't really the time for it, but now we feel that it is the time for it. So it's going to be a lot of really fun hunting and getting getting a lot of growing through the spring and the summertime here. But I figured X was a great place because you get a little bit more flexibility, and so that way we can now do a bit more over there. Kind of steering away a little bit from Instagram because you can't even so much as log on without
getting hit. Yeah,
getting kicked off. Like I woke up to like two or three reports today, and I was like, oh man, this is fucking stupid. I'm like what's the point?
Yeah.
So my wife was asking this real quick. I know a couple people who are bipolar. What would you suggest for them? Smoke sativa or indica? Heard sativa balances them out. Not sure the facts.
Well, the tough part is if they're diagnosed with bipolar, they're more than likely taking medication which involves like lithium or a few other things, right? So with that said, is they want to lean more towards like a sativa dominant, because their medication is you don't want it to combat their medication. So you want something that is going to have you a bit more in high spirits and more energetic, which is going to be, you're going to find that in a sativa, right? So that's where a lot of these folks, you have to understand is there's specific strains now and terpene profiles that you want to kind of start catering on what you're going to ingest and what you're going to smoke, paired up with your medication. And as crazy as that sounds, it's crazy to say too, but it's true. Like we have a lot of Americans are heavily medicated on all sorts of stuff.
A lot.
So think of it this way: the CB1 and CB2 receptors are kind of like mail slots, right? So as you take your medication, those slots begin to get filled up, and then you put cannabis on top of that, it's going to fill up the remaining spots. But if all those spots are filled up by a different medication, then your body's going to do the natural thing and expel the compound out of your body, which then translates into nausea, not feeling good, hypertension, a lot of that stuff. So a lot of folks have to kind of now take into account like how much medication compared to their cannabis use, because it's all entwined with each other. It's symbiotic in that level. So now to the original question is bipolar for those folks that don't know what bipolar is you're happy 1 minute and then you feel like shit the next, and you have these huge mood swings. So you want to look at getting into a balance where you're taking a close look at your medication and then offsetting what you're missing, say with an edible or with a vape pen or with the flower, and find your balance. And then also stuff like that, you want to also journal, because you're going to be able to take information that you might have forgotten, but go back and review and look at how you felt on April 3rd compared to how you felt on April 23rd. Does that make sense? So that way you can kind of figure out what's gonna be best for you. Because we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where cannabis is more going into a direction now where people are recognizing the terpenes and the cannabinoid profiles are beneficial to how your daily life and how you want to feel every day. And it's not just throwing shit at a wall and seeing if it sticks. Yeah, the expo is from the 29th of March. Yeah, there's like 260 people. Yeah, so Jessica, that's great information. Thanks for that, because so what she's saying is she does the sativa for the daytime and then does indica for the night. Now, that's a great combination because if you look at the indica, it's got a high amount of usually pinene in it, which pinene is a terpene that helps you relax, but also is a really great sleep aid. So that's where, that's that kind of information is great because that person is taking the steps of realizing like, okay, I have I have this medication that I got to take for this, but I'm finding a balance on my cannabis side because as she progresses on that, she's going to realize like there's a lot more to indicas and sativas and terp profiles that are gonna help in the long run and make for a better life, make her feel a hell of a lot better. That's for anybody. Like, think about it this way, guys. We're gonna go through some like some heavy shit here in the coming months and next couple of years, and it's always good to find something to where you can just shut it down for a little bit. You know, calm your brain down, relax, and realize that you just got to keep moving and keep plugging. And what's great is looking for a solid indica that is gonna do that. So like but that's just we just got some rough waters coming ahead of us. So you want to less
Jazz here is
pills and less.
actually a nurse. The one in the
What's that?
comment there, the comment that I have pinned, Jaskia, she's actually a nurse, so she sees a lot of this around as well, as far as that stuff.
So yeah, so the Jasky, that's thanks for that comment because I don't think a lot of people realize on the how many people have swapped out medication. But here's the thing: when you do that, you have to really do your homework because the pharmaceutical medication, in many senses, is really great for you, but it's not great for everybody. So once you recognize that, once you have something that works for you, and if it's a pharmaceutical, educate yourself on that particular drug that you're taking, and then that way you can go into figuring out on your cannabis use side on how it's going to incorporate with that. Now, if the pharmaceutical thing isn't working for you, then it's in human nature that's going to tug at you to go look for an alternative, which is continuating homework. But yes, you're starting to see in a lot of people in the medical field, like doctors will never tell you. There's a lot of people that get paid by pharmaceutical industry. They'll stay quiet about it, knowing damn well that it has huge benefits. And sometimes they'll tell you on the side, like, yeah, you should probably look at that or do that. But they get, for every medication you have, they get paid for that. They get dough for that. Like when you go into a psychiatrist's office and they want to hook you up with this fucking feel good medication, they're getting a kickback for that. And then it's like a never ending battle because you'll come in, you go, yeah, the medication made me feel really good, but it made my stomach hurt. And they'll go, oh, let me give you this other medication so it calms down your stomach. So now all of a sudden you're taking these 2 pills, and then the side effects from that stomach medication gives you dizzy spills. And then they're like, oh, well, if you have dizzy spills, then let's get you this medication to combat that. Before you know it, you're on 5, 6, 7 fucking medications, and 6 or 7 of those is because of the side effects that stem from your first one. So similar to what we were talking about earlier when we're fighting pests in our garden, you treat it and then you're trying to fix the next problem. It's just a symptom of the cure. So that's where I think we get in this, like some people now all of a sudden have those. You ever seen those things where they're fucking they got the days written across, like the letters of the days, and they're just full of pills.
Oh yeah,
That's how you get there. And
storage.
when you deal with any medication that deals with the brain, you want to educate yourself. You want to educate yourself on that because you start changing the makeup of your brain and the chemicals in your brain. It's really hard to come back from that. So like I know the place. There's a great place for pharmaceutical medication, but the vast majority of it is pushed out. And the reason why I say that is because there's been since 2017 418, give or take 418 drugs that have been FDA approved but pulled off of the market. In order for it to get pulled off the market, that means a certain amount of people died from it. There's like a serious health community or like public health risk, right? You know, and so that's where the kind of the shift where you're seeing where you see all this debate is you want to see the efficacy studies on the stuff that they're having you take or want you to take or want you to participate in. Like I've dealt with, bipolar in my family, so I've seen some wild shit, from family members. And what I mean by that is bipolar is like hot and cold, and their conversation doesn't go. It shifted from good days to bad days to my levels are off. That's why I'm off. And that's a terrible conversation to have, or even to talk that way, right? Because you're like, what do you mean your levels are off? So your lithium or your XYZ or whatever. That's like, Jesus Christ. Like, yeah,
The
it's a
chemicals
tough
you
road.
have to balance you out are imbalanced. Yeah, that doesn't work.
Well, like, I mean, just
other
speaking
ways.
personally, like with my mom side of stuff, if she bipolar like a motherfucker, but I know, like, if she didn't have, or like to say like the certain amount of, or the medication of the lithium was off, or a couple other things were off, it was crazy, bad shit, crazy, like wild. You're like, whoa, what the fuck? This is crazy, Um, same with same with antidepressants. I know people that were heavily on antidepressants and then forget to take them for a couple of days, and they would turn bad shit crazy, start talking to themselves, saying that they're fucking asking you if you hearing the voice too, and it's like, no, like, I mean, it, like, make no mistake about it, we've all dealt with somebody in our family or even ourselves or whatever that has seen this shit. We just don't like to talk about it because it's taboo or whatever the hell it is. But those, I don't have no problem talking about it because I will talk about my lived experiences all day long, So
Exactly,
I've
Ken.
seen some just in my family close, like in my orbit, some of the most crazy shit and the effects of out of control pharmaceuticals on people. And it sucks because there ain't no telling these people any different because their doctor told them that's who they trust. They don't trust, they're like, if you say, hey, you may not need that. They're like, well, where's your fucking medical degree? Right? What, like,
Yeah,
and
right.
yeah, just ignorance. And like, I'll give you an example.
That
Back in
word practice.
2000,
Yeah.
what's that?
I was just Ken. You said that's why they call it a practice.
Yeah,
Practicing medicine, 100%.
yeah. Make no mistake about it. Is bipolar isn't it's not a debilitating condition, right? So it's not like you're not like bipolar is just a condition that people got to deal with. It doesn't make them any less. It doesn't make them any better than anybody else. Like a lot of the stuff. A lot of people that suffer depression, a lot of people that have ADD, all that shit. It doesn't lessen you as a human or an individual. It's just that society will have its comments or whatever or portray you in some sort of light. But you should never be ashamed of any sort of condition or anything that you're working through and all that shit because as a human you can always work through. You'd be surprised on how powerful the brain is and how powerful mind over matter is, and there's a lot there's a lot into that. But I know that with doctors, a lot of people trust their doctor, and we're starting to see cracks in that trust. And like I remember personally, like with my grandma back in 2004, 2003, 2004, she gave me this article and it was for weed butter. And she's like, do you think if I mix weed in the butter, it'll give me an appetite? Because she's like, when in her day, when she smoked a joint, she got really hungry. And so that was kind of the introductory of like mixing, infusing, so that I made some butter, but it was way too strong. And then had to go back to the drawing board, figure out like a good balance. And so what she'd do is she'd make herself a piece of toast, put some butter on it, eat it, and 20 minutes later she was hungry, and she would make her meal. Then she had an appetite. She was gaining her weight back. Everything was going great. And then she goes to the doctor. The doctor was like, "Oh, you're doing really well. What are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, the way she framed it was my grandson gave me some weed, and I've been putting it on my toast, and it gets me hungry." And the doctor was like, it's going to combat with your medication. It's going to all this like scare shit. And she like her grandkids in her 20s, so like she's hearing this from a doctor. Like, I don't blame her for listening to her doctor, but the doctor solution was, you need to stop doing what's working and stick to this medication. And then when you feel like, keep drinking your Ensure to get your vitamins. And so scared her. She stopped, eating the toast with stopped eating the butter, which then her appetite went away. And then she lost a ton of weight, which led to a stroke, to a heart attack, and then to death. And it's what, to me, when I reflect and I think about it, I'm like, I was robbed of years, from a loved one, because they got bad advice from somebody she's supposed to trust. Now, it could have gone either way, who knows? But I do know that particular time it was working. You saw the results, and but the doctor, scared her
Like
away from it, and she was old
Jane
school.
Doe kind of touching on that as well. She said, I had a doctor use me as a lab rat with meds he was getting from some pharmaceutical reps, which is true, Jane. They do that everywhere. The doctors get these, conference vacations and stuff. They call it a conference, but
yeah, well, you
it's
get
a
like,
vacation for them.
if you get into network doctors, those doctors are told what to do, what to push, how to push it. You get into family practice, like there's a guy on YouTube, on Instagram, and he's pretty making his rounds. But Rashid Hodges, he was a family practice doctor, and I like his style because I don't agree with a lot of the shit that he says, but he does make really great points, and he's on both sides of the situation. So he's also, which I debate him on some of the negative shit that he'll have towards cannabis, and then I'll debate him. We've debated in the DMs, but also, and then with the positive stuff. And there's a good conversation there. So when you see people like that, and a whole line of people that he's linked up with, and doctors and nurses having these type of conversations, it's a great direction to go to, because you're always going to have this certain faction that's beholden to the pharmaceutical industry and the pharmaceutical lobby that are going to just do as they're told, and you're just a customer at that point. There's no cures, there's just treatments. And that's the thing is we, our parents and our parents' parents, they talked in the language that was like, cure this, we're going to cure this, we're going to eradicate this, we're going to get rid of this. Now it's just like, oh, we're just going to treat it, we're going to pump you full of shit, and we're going to see what happens. And that's essentially like, to it, like we're human lab rats, and we just experience it too. I don't care which side people fall on, the whole COVID side, but that whole thing was a clear indicator to a lot of people that we have a fucking dysfunctional, fucked up system, that they'll put a shit ton of people at risk just to make hundreds of billions of dollars,
I've never heard of this before.
And I tell you right now is like, I love science. I love history. And I can tell you one thing about science is science has never settled. When I heard that, I couldn't believe that. I'm like, science is a ever evolving building, and constant building and tearing down and building back up. And so when I heard that, I was like, something is fucked up, is fishy as shit, because science has never settled. That's saying like, oh, we got enough buildings, no need to build anymore,
Marinol?
Yeah, so Marinol, the problem with Marinol is it's a synthetic, so that's where you get a lot of the side effects. when you synthesize when you synthesize nature, you end up with a ton of problems and a ton of side effects. We saw it with synthetic weed where it sent people wild and crazy. They like a lot of the medications are synthetic medications. Anytime you synthesize nature, just rest assured you're gonna run into a bunch of problems. You're gonna have a bunch of issues. It's just the way.
I never heard of it.
It's
That's
just the
why I
way it
never
is.
heard of it. It's
Yeah,
Delta
but
9.
big shout out to the chat. You guys are definitely on it today, getting putting out some good questions and actually good feedback. Because so Travis, CBD isolate is good, but anytime if you're going to go the CBD route, look for the like a FECO, like a full spectrum, because that's going to really give you everything that your body's going to need. Isolate is great if you're just looking for just CBD, but you need the other cannabinoids because they all work in unison together.
It doesn't have to be much.
And so, and sorry to hear that, Jane. The thing is like when it comes to doctors, the nice part is if you don't like what that doctor's saying, you can always get a second opinion, and never be afraid to do your own research. Never be afraid to look into shit and understand and fully know what you're getting into, because it all comes back to mindset. The more education you have, the better mindset you're going to be in. The ultimate, usually better decisions that you're going to make. So prime example, the reason why cannabis is legal across this country in many states and where we're at with this is because it all started with people being told to go home or take their kid to go home and make them comfortable until they died, or there's nothing they can do with their condition. When you put a human back against the wall, the vast majority of the people are going to choose to fight over flight, probably good majority of the time, especially
100%.
when it comes to a loved one. If you put somebody up in the corner and their loved one's life is on the line, they're going to do everything possible until the last breath to try to figure out a solution or figure out something to make a terrible situation better. Now, we've kind of lost that spirit a little bit, but I'm starting to see more people kind of open up and recognize how powerful CBD is, how powerful THC is, how powerful the terpenes are, and how they all kind of go together. And once this movement starts to form and really people really take notice, going, hey, I don't have to take as many fucking pills, I don't have to take as much as this. And that's how greedy the pharmaceutical industry is, and the alcohol lobbies is they want to demonize cannabis so bad, not because there's harmful effects from cannabis, it's because it's cutting into their sales. Like that's the craziest thing too, is like it's cutting into their sales. Here's a good good thing, or good thing is when a state comes online with legalization, $1 billion, $1 billion initially is pulled from the pharmaceutical market every time a state legalizes. And they recover, right? But essentially the first month of legalization cost the pharmaceutical industry $1 billion. And now surprisingly, that's just a drop in the bucket, because you're talking about a trillion dollar situation or an industry. But just that small amount gets them all riled up and pissed off and wants to demonize this plant. But I think in history may show or may not, but I think a lot of things in nature with this plant, from cannabis to hemp to psilocybin to eating better and all that, is the route to go for a better life and a better healthy life at that. We've been sucked into this vortex of processed foods and treating our bodies like pieces of shit. And like we've taken convenience over a lot, and it's costing a lot of people, because when you look at the United States, it's a pretty stark fucking crazy contrast to a lot of other countries. But it seems like anytime somebody wants to make a change, they get demonized and they get that information gets suppressed. It's just a terrible like never-ending cycle. Weed is a lot safer. Like it's like when you think about it this way: is like if you had a 10-year-old kid, would you rather leave them with a whole jar of flour and a lighter and a pipe, or would you leave them in front of your liquor cabinet? Which one would you feel safer leaving your kid in front of? You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Right. And here's the thing: one of those, by just consumption, would kill that person. Right? Would poison. It's poison, straight poison. That's why I think some of the most absurd shit. Like I sit in these fucking meetings that in the legislators across the country, so you can tap in, you can watch these things, you can participate in them, you can speak up and whatever. Some of the most wildest shit. Like people were against home grows because they were like, what if a kid gets in contact with one of these plants and it makes them sick? And it's like, not one person spoke up and goes, what? Can you qualify that? What do you mean? Like, you could eat that whole fucking plant. You might shit a little bit more than you normally would, but that's like one of the lady in Oklahoma. She was fucking elected to this seat that she was holding, and she literally got up in front of a camera and all, and the people in the I think it might have been their Senate, and said, what are we going to do with all the contaminated lands to where marijuana was growing? All those lands are now contaminated because it's got the residue from the marijuanas. And you're just like, you dumb mother. Like there's dumb people, there's stupid people, and there's fucking dumb people. Like did not one person, did you not bounce this off of one person? Are you just winging this shit? Right? Like I mean, I don't know. All I'm saying is, like, if my friend or colleague came up with some crazy shit, I would go, hey, you sure about that? You might want to, you have a phone, you might want to Google that to see if there's any validity to that. But yeah, you like got up. I could probably go look and find the shit, but it's fucking hilarious. She was like, we're going to have all these contaminated lands where all this marijuana was growing. And you're just like, oh my God. It's like, Sometimes you think that Ashton Kutcher's going to jump out and go, ha, you're punked, you're unpunked, right? And you're just like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Travis said, I was there for me.
I remember, yeah. And then there was another guy that was talking about how one plant chews up 6 gallons of water a day to water in an indoor facility. Another thing too is I see in these fucking meetings is the pressure on a sensitive power grid, right? And all this shit about power grid and these powerful lights to grow this marijuana crop and all this bullshit. And it's like, yeah, it does suck up power, but how the fuck you gonna talk about that and not talk about the electric vehicles that everybody's getting pushed on how much that's gonna suck from the grid, right? Like it's almost like a straw man, Iron Man kind of conversation back and forth. It's like this makes shit up. You get as much propaganda screamed down as much as possible, But I do know we come from a time when we were all frowned upon. We were all called drug dealers. We're all called this, and now it's coming out. We're getting vindicated because they're like, oh, these fucking people were onto something, right? They knew some shit we didn't know. And you're always going to have its turmoil and all that shit. But look, I stress to anybody that's going through some shit, medical, mentally, or whatever, find your balance on however that might be by eating better, finding the right type of, indica, sativa, whether that's flower, whether it's a vape pen, whether that's an edible. And also, most importantly, is get on a fucking good sleep schedule. If you can get on a decent sleep schedule, a lot of shit the next day comes in pretty handy, Like I got thrown off because I had to take my sister to the fucking airport in the middle of the morning because apparently she doesn't know that the fucking airport has a parking garage. So it just kind of threw me off for the rest of the week, right? You know, it kind of threw me off. Like I was like, ah, shit, you know, right? But yeah, because if you lose a little, you can't get sleep back. You can't get time back, and you can't get sleep back.
Facts.
Yeah. She looked at me hella crazy when I reminded her that there's a parking garage at the fucking airport.
She's like, what?
Like, we're family, bro.
Oh, actually, let me qualify this real quick. Okay, she's gone for 25 hours. So check this out. She's gone for 25 hours to go to a concert. So the SeaTac airport from downtown Seattle is still 30 minutes away, right? Now, it took more to, like, I was like, dude, it's $37, $42. I'll fucking cash app you the $42 because the time it's going to take me to come get you,
the time, the gas,
you and your friend to the airport, when you and your friend could make this a fun thing and fucking commute together, right? And, you know, she was like, nah, I think I'd feel better if you just give me a ride. Yeah. Like I'm the bad guy. Like I'm like, you know. And so yeah, she's like, so I suppose I should probably find somebody to pick us up. And I'm like, yeah.
better hop in one of them cabs or call an Uber.
Yeah. So Joskia, yeah, thanks for the comments. This is awesome. But yeah, so there's no denying that CBD stops seizures because that's proven by Epidiolex medication. So Epidiolex is stopping grand mal seizures in its tracks. So if you go look up Epidiolex, look up the ingredients, is literally CBD oil and sucrose and another flavorant or whatever. So it's CBD and sugar. Sucrose is artificial sugar. Sucrose is terrible for you. And when you look at the side effects of Epidiolex, they exactly match the side effects of sucrose, right? You know, so CBD doesn't do anything, but yeah, as far as the side effects, you can have a 10 milligram or you can have 10,000 milligrams. Yeah. Your body's gonna uptake what it needs, and it's gonna fucking push out the rest that it doesn't. So actually, Josky, Parkinson's and Huntington's disease is going to be interesting in the future because there's something there. It just hasn't really fully showed itself yet. Now, but there's people that are taking chances on stuff because Parkinson's disease is a neurological. Same with Huntington's disease. Huntington's disease is a genetic thing in the brain that starts to kill off the brain. It's a terrible disease. But there's a couple of people that we interact with on a regular basis that have that condition that have chosen fully, you know, to go cannabis fully without the other medication, and they seem to be performing really well. But yeah, that's the thing is the people that are looking for these alternatives and trying it. And I like to hear this stuff because I'm going to talk about it as much as possible to anybody that's gonna listen. And there seems to be right now the time is people don't have a problem, you know, hearing the shit that I got to say or all that. So usually like to take their stories and pass them along and get people, you know, as much information as possible because they might be going through the same shit or have a family member that's going through the same shit. And sometimes it's just a spark. Oh, I heard this person talk about this. I'm gonna look a little bit closer into that. You know, I'm gonna take a closer look.
100% could have helped them. So
like for one of those things. See you later, Thomas. So the thing like with so THC. You don't necessarily need a high dose of THC in something that you're going to use for medication. And what I mean by that is if you're already going to have a vape pen or smoke flower or whatever, you want to get something that's going to be high in CBD, other cannabinoids and terpenes with just a like a 5% or 5 milligram, 7 milligram THC, because you want the other cannabinoids to load up. When you smoke flower, when you flower in the vape pen and all that, that's usually just a high concentrate of THC. So it's just going to give you the euphoric effect when you need to kind of look at getting the other cannabinoids into your blood system to help you function and do better, for your body to work in a better position, if that makes sense. And so what I'm starting to see is people that incorporate CBD into their diet or have a high dose of CBD and other, CBN, CBG and terpene profiles, taking that in like a supplement type, and then they're going to consume the THC cannabis regardless from their vape pen or smoking a bowl or anything like that. But you're getting the good benefits by a supplement, because the strains aren't really, they're not from the 90s. They're not carrying a high dose of CBD anymore. It's the CBD has been replaced by a higher THC. That's why we're getting 27, 32, 35% THC. It came at the cost of the other cannabinoids down the line inside in that plant, and that's because everybody wanted to shoot and aim to get the Everclear equivalent in the cannabis world, and now we're here, but it came at a major cost because you hear it all the time. You hear people talk about it all the time. They go, weed just doesn't have that fucking skunk, doesn't have that smell, doesn't have that linger anymore. And it's like, yeah, because we felt as a community, everybody thought the highest THC you could get was the fucking fire, was the bomb. And it's like, no. Like I'm telling you, it's going to be something where you have a 12%, 15% THC, 8%, 10% CBD, and a makeup of a good combination of other cannabinoids. That's going to be the perfect plant. And that's going to be the perfect plant that is not just, in the extraction form, into the smoking form and everything. That's going to be the actual true medicinal plant, and so yeah, that's why I think that looking at stuff and working on some of this projects and stuff that I've been talking to people like Twisted and a handful of other people was like, let's start looking at creating supplements to complement their THC, so they do have a better feel. It does make them feel better. It does have a positive effect on them, and so yeah, so it's essentially it's like right now, it's like drinking Everclear thinking that you're getting hydrated. In reality, you're not. It's dehydrating you.
Yeah. So Jazz, let's go, Tino. Jazz was saying, Jazz, it's too bad that they were letting them smoke cigarettes and not getting some of that, some of that green in. Let them smoke tobacco, but not,
Well, there's also studies in there. When it comes to lung cancer and it comes to different types of cancer that CBD attacks it. So it's like the best way I've heard somebody describe it.
We were just reading
it all the time is
ourselves.
Is CBD attaches itself to white blood cells. So it's almost like the white blood cell rolled up in front of CBD's house and says, "Hey, it's time to roll." Thing jumped in the back seat. It's fucking cocked and ready to go. It's like, where are we going? Who are we fighting? Right? Who are we taking on? And so, that's kind of basically what it does. And as it's doing that, it's improving. It's cleaning its area. So it's really good for the blood. It's cleaning the blood, and it's cool because all this shit is on the NIH website. And once you start reading it, you can really see like, oh, this does actually help. This is actually really good for people. But you're not seeing this screamed at the top of the lungs. This isn't in the American Journal, right? American Medical Journal. And then you realize, oh yeah, the American Medical Journal is owned by the fucking Pfizers and the Modernas and all those doctors are sucking their cock, so they're not going to tell you about this shit. None of this shit. And then they're going to tell you, like, when you bring it up or when people talk about it, they're going to be like, oh, they're a fucking kook. They don't know shit. They're full of shit, right? And that's the craziest part. They demonize the people that are like, look, when you start seeing people that ask questions, I don't give a shit what your stance is, and they started getting attacked, and if you so much as kind of agree with them, you got to kind of look at that and go, oh, actually, I better take a closer look because this is kind of fucked up. They want to shut them down. Look, I'm telling you, if we ever got any serious traction, like if all of a sudden we had fucking a cure for, fucking ADD, right? Or we're like, hey, we just got 100 people off of this fucking medication. I'm pretty sure one of the three of us by the end of the week wouldn't be breathing anymore,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, right.
And then they would turn to you two motherfuckers, and next thing you know, you guys are doing Ritalin ads and shit, right? I mean, like, make sure you get your highly dosed of that Ritalin, right? Because they'd be like, you guys see this video? Brandon was just, out on a jaunt on a walk, and boom, we got hit by a fucking Tesla. You see that? Right? That out of control Tesla.
By the truck.
I'm sure you guys like going on for walks. I'm pretty sure you guys like to, go around and pounce around and have a good fucking time. Now, you do not want to end up with a Tesla at the back of your ankle, right?
For real.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you guys, if we ever get any traction, just so you know, I've never been suicidal. I've never thought about suicide. None of that shit. Just so you guys know, I fucking love my life. I have a great time. I got fucking, like Smiley off of Saturday Night Live. People like me, so everything is kosher. Everything is good. Yeah, don't let them trick you. There's no tragic accidents. Those aren't accidents.
That's how they got Aaron Carter.
What's that?
That's how they got Aaron Carter.
Yeah, well, see, the thing was is probably they like some of the Hollywood shit. They don't want that shit coming out. But I'm telling you, like, if truly, like, say for instance, you did come through like a breakthrough where you're getting a momentum with some people that are, like talking some shit. Yeah, you could very well be in danger because like you ain't fucking up that chick's money that where you got to pay $3,000 to go walk around and shit. Right? She ain't gonna give up that $1 billion, right? The Susan. Look, you think you're gonna give up $1 billion a year because you're gonna cure some shit or you have a cure? No. That like those walkathons, all that shit. That's a business. When you look up and you realize how much money goes to actual research and compared to paying the rest of the shit, it's crazy. It's wild,
Yeah, smart, Cindy. Fire them.
Yeah. Well, it's like, look, it's just really important. Like this by far this is not medical advice. I'm not giving you any medical advice. All I'm saying is do your homework so you're educated, so you can ask the right questions that is going to be best suited for you. That's all I'm saying. And like, there's a lot of great things out there. You just want to make sure that you're well equipped and well educated to get to where you're going. Because at the end of the day, all everybody wants to do is just fucking live a life, have a good time, hang out with some friends, shoot the shit, and just talk some shit. We shouldn't be we shouldn't be wasting our fucking time talking about medical advice when we're no fucking doctors. You know what I mean? Or medical conditions that should be eradicated in society right now. We shouldn't be having cancers. We shouldn't be having this shit because we're the most informed, most advanced fucking society known in history, and yet fucking we can get taken out by the fucking flu. We can get taken out by a fucking cold. Get the fuck out of here. You gotta be shitting me. Right?
It's hard to believe.
It's kind of wild if you think about it. Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, well, look, that's what I always say. You want to solve a problem. You want to solve the drug trade problem. Legalize it, right? You want to solve the prostitution problem. Legalize it, right? Legalize the shit. Take the money out of it. All of a sudden, a lot of these fucking people are gonna be out of a job because they feed off of it. Like for instance, the homeless coordinator in our city here makes like $380,000. If you make $380,000, you're not going to be quickly to solve shit. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're making $380,000 to solve the homeless problem. How quick are you going to solve that? You know what Spooky's going to do? Like any other normal fucking human go, yeah, we need another $1 billion. We need to really conquer this shit. I'm gonna lay out a 7-year plan, right? So I'm gonna be working here for another decade, just so you guys know. Yeah, you ain't quick this shit to fucking fix nothing. Making almost a fucking over $250 million. Yeah, you ain't quick to fix shit.
What up, Boneyard?
There's probably a reason why the IRS was hiring a bunch of people like for those positions, weird positions, like they were like building an army.
Yeah, the doctors tried to put our daughter on meds. They said she had ADHD and all that. We tried them for like a week. She turned into like a zombie. I didn't like it. She wasn't. She's just a kid, man. She's wild and rambunctious, and she's a fucking kid.
That's what I'm saying. Look. That's the thing I never got when I was a kid, or because when I was growing up, I started seeing more kids that were like diagnosed with ADD, right? So there was like, there was one kid I remember. I used to feed him chocolate just because I knew he'd bounce off the fucking walls, right? I literally was like, I remember this day. His name was Jesse, and I was like, "Hey, Jesse, you want a Snickers?" And he's like, "I can't have candy because he called it a condition or some shit." And he's like, and I knew that he had to go at like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock to get his medication at the office. So I would jack him up right before lunch, and he'd go fucking ape shit. Like he would be bouncing off the walls, like just wild shit. And I used to just literally just get the little fun size Snickers just so I could feed it to him in class because I knew he was going to say something stupid or do something stupid. One time he jumped up and ran across the desk while people were still sitting in it, ran out the door. I don't know where in the fuck he went. I just know he got in a lot of trouble. And yeah, so he dined me out. Next thing you know, I'm in the office there and the whole nine. They're like, "Hey, you can't be giving Jesse any more candy. He's not allowed to have candy because he has attention deficit disorder and his sugar levels get high and he gets this is what he does, you know?" So I would just kind of sneak it, you know, I didn't stop, right? But anyhow, I just went off on a fucking tangent there. But what I'm getting at is kids are supposed to bounce off the fucking wall. Kids are supposed to be wild. I have a niece that all she does is run around and does wardrobe changes, probably 20 wardrobe changes a day, bounces off the wall and having a hell of a time. She's being a fucking kid. You wouldn't want it any other way, right? Yes, it does get annoying, but also it would be sad to not see it either. You know what I mean? The excitement that, like, first of all, you're not going to wear half of this shit out in public, but it's cool to her, right? But it's like, hey, you know, let your fucking flag fly. Like, have at it, right? You know? But, you know, let a kid be a kid. You know, look, you don't want to go to the playground and all these fucking zombie kids running around like it's a fucking, you know, Squid Game, kicking their feet and kicking up dust, you know, right? No, take those little ape shit kids and let them run it out at a park. Let them get their energy out, you know? Don't go fucking doping the kid up so they're a zombie or they're not, you know, like, you know, keeping their attention, right? Find what's gonna help them. But yeah, it's a little bit different now because now you got
give a puppy Ritalin to calm it down, do you?
You out here, Spooky?
No, Tommy.
Oh, it's late. Yeah, you don't give a puppy Ritalin. Think about how a puppy acts from that year of 1 to 2, or 8 months to 2. You're not giving the puppy Ritalin. They're wild, crazy. They want to just run in circles. They get zoomies. Same thing with a kid. They're young. They want to get crazy. They want to have fun doing whatever they're doing.
So Uncle Lemur asked me how many secondary schools did I have to go to. Okay, here's the thing. I loved school, and what I mean is I did a lot of dumb shit. But one thing that I knew was like, okay, if I get my shit done, I'm smarter than as many people as possible. And what I mean by that is really learn what the fuck I'm doing. I'd get it. Shit wouldn't be as hard on me. You know what I mean, right? I would get myself into the most stupidest, dumbest shit like known to man, right? I remember one time, well, actually all through middle school, my name was on the board and it was permanently on there because it had been on there for so long.
Yeah,
So you used to get
bad kid, dude. Damn.
so it would be your name goes up if you're disruptive, and then if you got a check, you went off to the office or some shit. It was something like that. So the teacher was like, I ain't fucking around. Your name's up there already. You get one strike, right? You know, one strike and you're out of here.
Yeah.
So I went to the office quite a bit, and they give you this pink slip. You have to go get that shit signed. So my sister used to sign every single one of them because I wasn't fucking taking that up the chain. Fuck that. I'd get in trouble. So anyway, but yeah, secondary school, Uncle Emer, I never really had to go to secondary school because I was always good at like the you know, I guess no, the one school I went to was a secondary school, but that was by choice because it was an alternative school, but the only reason why I went there is because it was walking distance to my house. So when I moved back to Seattle, they were like, here's your options. You can be on a bus for fucking 45 minutes, or you can take public transportation for an hour, or you can go to the school that's in walking distance. It just happens to be one of the roughest schools in Seattle at the moment. But I was like, sign me up. That's where I'm going. Hey, look, I'll tell you, I went to an basically it was an all vast majority native school, right? So like the native culture. So I learned about tribes. I learned about a lot of the history, and I was one of 3 white kids that went to that school. And I don't know if you guys, anybody that's grown up around natives or no natives, they do not like white people. It's just what it is, and rightfully so. We kind of fucked with them, But anyhow, those people that 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, all through those years, I still know the vast majority of them. We've lost a lot of people along the way, but that core group, we still. It's unfortunate because the only time we really get to see each other or speak now is because we're attending a funeral. But once you're in that tribe and once you're a part of that family, you're in. Like a funny thing that happened the last time we were at like a reunion or something. This guy Alex was like, "Hey man, what tribe? What res you from?" And I was like, "I'm not from a res." And he's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "He's like, nah." He's like, "You're not native?" And I was like, "Nah." I said, "I'm not." And he was like, "Get the fuck out of here." He's like, "No, get the fuck out of here." He's like, because we've known each other for over 20 plus years, right? And he's like, "Oh man." He goes, "That's mind blowing." And I was like, "Yeah, no." I said, "No." I said that, because it never claimed to be something that I wasn't. I'm not gonna go give up my DNA to 23andMe and all that shit. I could have some fucking lummy in me, I mean, I'm pretty sure my family got around. It's all from the same area, right? You're telling me one of my ancestors didn't bang a native back in the day? I got something in there, All else fails, I got Cherokee, right? Yeah. I could be like my boy Indian Ways and shit, and right? It's like, it's funny. Are you guys familiar with the native culture at all?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
You guys ever been to a powwow?
No.
Okay. So powwow, real quick. Powwow is basically it's a cultural event that goes on. They go on. If you ever hear of like a true like native powwow, go to it. They have a drumming circle, a lot of dancing. It's a cool fucking experience. It's a really cool place, cool situation. So you always have the white guy in the wolf sweater that's like fuzzy and shit,
Yep.
and got the blanket and it fucking dancing around and all that shit because you watched Dancing with the Wolves growing up and shit and you want to be native, right? To me, I think that's a lot of that's when I talk to my friend Indian Ways, that's who I think of, is the white dude at the powwow with the wolf, sweater, dancing around to the beat that he's not sure, but he just knows it feels. But I urge anybody that has the opportunity to go to a powwow, though, go attend it, because it's energetic, the dancing, the true like traditional, dancing, the music and all that shit, and the everything about it, it's awesome. Anytime, well, when I was younger, when we were in high school, we go to powwows. It was just where a meeting spot for everybody to, to link up, and then we were gonna, head out and go party. But culturally, it's an awesome, it's fascinating thing. You get into like Arizona, New Mexico, and all that. Some of them powwows, those are real deal because they travel from all around the country, and so different tribes are dancing from their res, and yeah, it's cool, man. But also, I learned a lot there growing up because even though that school was tough, it wasn't uncommon that's one thing that was strange is like it wasn't uncommon to be armed at school, to have a weapon, and somebody have a weapon, but never, even when there was tension, even when there was fights, even when there was shit, there was never any like thought of anybody shooting up a school or anything like that. Like, to be honest with you, if somebody came and shot up our school, I don't think you'd have to wait for the police to show up.
No,
because that shit would got dealt with pretty quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, same thing here.
Not even hyperbole. I'm not even shitting you. Like, for instance, you had a bunch of broke ass kids from broken homes, right? Some dumbass want to come in there and try to do that shit. Yeah, we're talking maybe 2 minutes or less, right? That thing, there's got 6-7 people are firing back at whoever it is, But like we're talking about medication. I think a lot of those tragedies, a lot of that stuff, all that stuff can be probably more than likely linked back to SSRIs, antidepressants.
No,
Sure, I did there. I brought it full circle.
It really does.
Let's go. Let's do a giveaway real quick to the homegrower hashtag. If you guys are not entered already, just throw up hashtag homegrowers like right there in the chat. There's only one chat, so you're in the right room right now.
You're in the right place.
There you go.
And I didn't set it up till about 20 minutes ago.
Actually, surprisingly, Killer B Grows, I didn't really get the heat. I think what it was if you're good at talking shit and good at like clapping back at people, you're least likely growing up to get made fun of, right? So like we would sit around and clown each other. But I never really got like that. I remember one time somebody tried to call me Frosty or something, and it just didn't stick. So I turned to the guy. We're in class, and he's like, your new name's Frosty, this and that. This guy's still a good friend of me to this day. His name's Paul. And I told him, I said, you got to at least be this tall to talk shit to me, right? And so it just kind of killed everything, right? So I was like, you got to be at least this tall. Once you get this tall, then you can talk. Then we'll be on a level. But until then, this Frosty shit, this that ain't gonna cut it. You know what I mean? But that was
He said you're short. Period. Oh man. I'm gonna hit my piece back. Let's go.
Can you smoke weed at a powwow?
No, I don't know. Like growing up here in Seattle, there's been some fucking funny shit. Because the nice part is the makeup of people is fucking so wide, right? So you don't really. It was nice because you weren't really like classified. You get what I'm saying? Like for instance. Your friend group, you would think everybody was fucking racist, but it's made up of different races. You know what I mean? Right? So you're talking shit like stereotypes and this and that. It's kind of like how people make fun of like we replaced having good friendships and talking shit to group chats in a sense, right? So it's kind of equivalent to that. But you're never gonna beat being in the same room. Like for instance, when me, Spooky, Tino, all that shit, when we're on the road doing events and stuff like that. Is some of the fucking funniest shit because when the kid, like if we're not on a live, we're not doing anything, it's fucking hilarious. The shenanigans, the shit that's said, all that stuff, right? You're in your element, Even with that, like Tino, like when some of the fucking funniest antics and some of the funniest shit. Like I think Tino should just come on once a week in front of a camera with a backdrop and tell a story. Yeah. And the reason why I say this is because He is so fucking animated, and he will act it out, and he'll be all over the place. You might need to get a wide angle because he does, stray back and forth.
He's got to get a camera that follows him.
That'd
be perfect.
Like, he was telling a story, jumping from bed to bed to the table, off the table to the chair, and had you guys remember what's his face back east? Oh God, what's his name?
Hank?
What's that?
Not Hank, was it?
No, Hank's good friend. I can't believe I just lost his name. Anyway, he was laughing so hard that I thought for sure we were gonna have to do fucking CPR on the guy because I was like, he was laughing so the next day he said he laughed so hard that his stomach and face hurt because he was laughing so hard. And we've all been
Sounds
there.
like some Jersey Mike stuff.
Like if you've ever been like with a good group of people and you've laughed so hard that it's like a fucking workout that you're sore the next day, you had a fucking great time. That's like those are your people. That's your tribe. That's who you want to be. That's who you want to be entwined with, and that's how it would be. And the funny part is we know each other, but it's like it's a different feel and a different sense from being on a screen with somebody than being in real time around somebody and enjoying and having a good time in those moments and that type of shit. But yeah, one of the best remedies to life is laughing. And if you ain't laughing, you got to find shit that's funny.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah. I was telling you guys last week, people used to people make fun of me because they're like, you laugh at your own jokes. And it's like, yeah, because I think it's funny. I'm entertaining myself. If you laugh, that's a bonus, right? I'm not your monkey, right? I'm not up here tap dancing for you. You're going to be like, oh, hey, show and tell.
Let's go. Yeah, run it once for me. Twisted. I gotta go soon.
Yeah, look, laughter is not just the best medicine. Laughter is a cure to cure all. Like I'm telling you, the couple of times when you woke up and you were just like replaying the night and the day before and how much fucking funny the shit is and being off the wall, especially like because when Clarice and I would travel, we used to make a point to make awkward situations that were funny, right? So you say something outlandish or whatever, or like catch people off guard, or like one time it was like said that she was a mail order bride and she didn't speak English, and she was like, "What are you doing? What are you talking about?" I said, "Oh, she knows a couple of words, but not very many, right?" And then kind of the rule was once it's in play, you got to play with it, right? So you try to come up with some broken German or something, or broken Russian or something, and it turned out like silence. So yeah, but the guy that was sitting in the lobby, he just started dying laughing because he heard us in line talking, right? So knew that it was normal, right? He was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I just saw that." Because the two people that were working the front, they didn't know what to do. They were like, right? So I was like, I got a smoking deal. Look, you can order these broads. They're super cheap, right? I said, I got her to do to clean the house and walk the dog and all this shit. And I said, I just gotta escort her back to Seattle. Yeah. We used to do all sorts of shit. She once got me good in the fucking line at a gas station. So I thought for sure the cops were going to come because it was trafficking or something.
58 people watching and only 35 on here. So I mean, some of them are missing out.
This hashtag home growers, and you guys will get entered automatically.
What are we giving away?
I'll just some grow bags.
Oh yeah, I got the package the other day.
Let's go.
I'm gonna try to print. Well, I'm gonna eat some dinner.
What you about to eat?
Oh, you're talking like I'm cooking. Yeah, no.
He said no.
No. Look, I'm telling you, I can cook a really good breakfast, if you guys want some top ramen, I got you.
I got you.
I got you. I'm really good with the air fryer. Like I can make some good shit on the air fryer. Like
fired it.
yeah, like you need me to heat you up some corn dogs, right? You know, some Egos, right? Got you, right? Yeah, cooking is not a skill that I picked up, but you know, we were talking about shitty food and processed food. I'm a processed food gourmet chef. You have no idea. Got you, right? You guys, look, I'm telling you, if you guys ever come to my house, I'm gonna whip you up the best Totino's pizza and corn dog meal you've ever had in your life. You're like, I didn't even know these went together. And I'll be like, they don't, but they do. And you'd be like, damn, he's right. You know, and you could even get bold with it and wrap up the corn dog in the Totino's pizza. Fire, right? Because you already got semi like ketchup, right? You know,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I've wrapped up taquitos in them.
Ooh,
Did I say that right? Is it Totino's? Totino's?
Tostino pizza pockets. Tostino.
No, they make the pizzas too.
pizzas. Tostino.
Yeah. Look, I got like making Egos down to a science, right? So you put them in there. Check this out. It's about a minute, 40 seconds. You fucking, you know, hurry up, flip them over, right? That way, soft on one side, a little bit crispy on the other. Take the soft side, put the syrup over the top of that, put the other side hard, boom. So that way, when you hit through two slices, it's crunchy on the outside, soft in the middle, boom, game over, right? Like, yeah.
That sounds way better than my microwaved on a Tupperware lid, drowned in syrup.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, that was remember that? That was awesome. You're like, my dishes are dirty. Quit being an asshole.
You guys see that? We'll give you like 30 more seconds. Get that hashtag in.
Yeah, get in.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess in a sense, I mean, there's some
No, that
random
sounds
shit
fire,
that I can
though.
make, but
You gotta have a specialty like something you bring to a party, or like a dip or something, or like a side.
That's our shit. She makes some
Hey.
bomb dips.
Speaking of top ramen, have you guys ever had top ramen salad?
No,
No,
I have not.
You've not had top ramen salad.
Nope.
no.
Oh, you guys are missing out.
I put
I'm
peanut butter in my ramen.
Legit, not even bullshit, not even clowning.
Oh.
Top ramen salad is fucking. I never thought shitty ass top ramen. I'm not talking down to top ramen. I grew up on it. I still have a box of top ramen in my house at any given time because it is a go-to if you're in a jam or if you're just hungry. It's a good. If you ever low on sodium or salt, eat fucking top ramen. You're gonna be feeling really fucking salty. But my point is, top ramen salad.
Add water. Let's go.
Top ramen salad. Well, I only use the water, but I drain it all out before I mix in the mix, and then I'll put some sriracha in there, right? And it'll give it some spice. And then if you got some hot dogs or if you got some ham or whatever, you cut that shit up into that. Boom. Next thing you know, you got poor man's pho or pho.
Let's go on a Blackstone.
I've been wanting to do like a it's called a mukbang. Is that basically when two people eat food on video, right? But it's like a prison mukbang with Tino's genetics.
Oh yeah.
And we make
that sounds crazy. I put peanut butter in my top ramen.
We'll go to the store and I'll have them okay, buy everything you need to make 2 meals or 3 meals, you know, and then we'll go back and cook it. And then we just cook it. We're eating prison foods.
Yeah, actually, that'd be next time you go up to Tino's, you guys should do that. Do a video just making just prison foods, and also
hey, bro, I did.
Switch it.
So funny, bro.
That actually is a good fucking idea, and I might try that. You said peanut butter in the top ramen.
Yeah, I dump out half the water, like at least half, sometimes a little more. Put my seasoning in, and then a big scoop of peanut butter.
I would they have like an Asian peanut sauce based sauce, so I'm sure it'll taste like similar to that.
Peanut butter with the green top ramen is what kind of top ramen do you like? I don't like the chicken because
I don't like the chicken at all. I use beef.
It feels like the chicken top ramen has the chicken has like a weird coating.
It does. It doesn't taste right. I know. I can tell you that. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I only stick with beef. Remember back in the day when they used to have the sesame oil and the sesame seeds? Oh, that I don't know if they make that one anymore.
I don't think.
But I usually just stick with beef. But yeah, anybody that knows how to make like salads or whatever, or like whatever, look up top ramen salad. It's gonna change your life. It's fucking crazy. It's some of the best shit.
You gotta melt it, Ricky. I've done it.
Yo, butter, Cool Ranch.
No joke. You gotta Rick it. You gotta melt it. I mean, fucking love it, man.
Peanut butter and Cool Ranch Doritos.
I've done peanut butter with almost everything. Straight up, I love peanut butter.
That's how you know when
Ricky, you need to leave.
The worst ramen ever came out was that lime mix. It was a lime something. That shit
yeah.
So gross.
Yeah.
And the chicken's definitely spiraled downhill since I was young. Like, I remember eating it when I was younger and like, oh, I love it. I didn't care if it was chicken or beef. Now I won't eat the chicken one.
No, chicken's absolutely disgusting.
It is. Our oldest son, he loves it, but I won't.
I think at this point, I'm so adamant about it that if you're like, I like chicken top ramen, I would just be like, Twisted, it was really good knowing you.
Yeah.
But this is where I part.
Beef and peanut butter.
I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go eat dinner.
All right, man.
That's it.
All right, here we go. We waited long enough for everyone else.
He takes his soups very seriously.
100%, seems like.
Let's go.
All right, let's spin it. Oop. Got 37 entries and there's 60 people watching.
Sleeving. They're like, I don't need your fucking
giveaway. That's crazy.
Hey, we're not gonna be here for 420, so this is the closest live to 420, right? Because Sunday.
Wow, collective Getty, where you at?
Next Thursday's gonna be 20 something already. So who's next Thursday?
There he is.
Next Thursday.
Getty needs some grow bags. He said.
Yeah, I got you. Send take a screenshot, Getty. Send a DM on IG.
And then I'll do a choice of some beans or eats.
Beans or eats, baby. If you guys want to get in, you guys have to type #homegrowers.
Everybody do it. Even if you did it at the beginning of the video or any time before about 20 minutes ago. Okay? Make sure you do it now because you are not in it if you haven't.
Type it if you don't suck.
Straight up. Bam, just like Ricky did. That's all you got to do. Easy peasy. Oh, see, someone just got in. 2 more people just got in. Let's go. See, you guys are missing out over there.
You missed out on grow bags.
There's only 4. Let me check over here. We got 54 on my end. It says 59 on our StreamYard thing, but I don't know. Something's glitching on that. But there's 54 in there.
Oh, yeah. Some might be asleep.
Right. Seriously.
Yeah. This is
we got 39 entries or 38 entries.
Sure to buy some spooky seeds and other assorted things. Spend all your money with Twisted.
If you got, on a real note though, Spooky's got the best bio grow bags in the game right now. So if you guys are sleeping on them, stop it. Get them. I seriously have 4 boxes up there, and I have.
If you got a solo cup in your tent, I will replace it.
Yeah, for real.
You have to pay shipping. If you have 30 solo cups in your tent, I will replace all 30.
All 30.
You have to pay shipping.
Oh, Sheena, hit him up. Let him know, Sheena. $25, can't go wrong. Seriously. And he always throws something extra in there. So I'm just
No,
saying.
yeah, you're not getting the bags for sure. If you get, because are you already paying for that whole box to get there? I'm gonna throw some like seeds or something in there with you.
Yeah, it's everything I have in soil is in those bags. Even my hydro shit's all in those bags. I just put clay pebbles, like put it all around. I wish I had my phone. I'd go in there and show everyone. But
I really want to start like an outdoor raised bed, like a no-till type
yep.
of deal. So where I'm just like throwing plants in there and then like ripping them out and then just letting the roots die out that are in the actual bed.
That's pretty much how my outdoor regular grow is in the ground.
Hell yeah.
And I'd use your bags. I mean, they're fucking the ones that are in the ground. They're gone. I can dig in the same spot, and it's usually just a little morsel of it.
Nice.
But yeah, I leave even the ones that I pull when I do pull them, or even my mom's. After I strip them naked and don't use them and throw them out, I throw them out there. I let them sit for a little bit, crack the bag open, let the soil sit right there.
Might do that this year for outdoor. I have like a couple like raised ovals beds. I might set up a couple of those, maybe like fill it up with some organic soil and just like pop a couple of my plants.
I just use my pond to water it.
Nice.
That's literally it. We got about 5,500 gallons. We got like 30 or 40 koi, so all my outdoor just gets watered with that.
Yeah, let me know, Sheena. Just hit me up. I can send you like the different breakdowns of the bundles that I have available, or we could work out a custom one if there's a specific.
He's got pictures too. He can compare sizes for you. I think you made a video, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to like whatever questions come across, I eventually make like some type of video, and then I'll eventually have like an informational website like that. That'll have like a big frequently asked questions thing, to answer a bunch of questions. Yeah.
All right, let's hit this last one. Some beans or eats.
Let's go. Good luck, guys. I used to have a website, but I took it down. I'm working on it right now in a different way right now. I'm trying to put other stuff. It's gonna be more informational.
Yo,
damn. Yo, you gotta buy a fucking. You gotta buy a fucking lottery ticket, bro.
Beans, eats, Getty. I'll do one more. Do one more.
Congrats.
I'm not denying you Getty, but I'm doing one more.
Let's go. He said how? I'm on this account. He said how? I'm on this account. He doesn't even know. You did the hashtag earlier, baby.
Casp.
I'm on this account.
I don't know, man.
I just take it, bro.
Maybe you weren't on that account. Did you have to switch accounts at one time? I don't know.
I'm here. Let's go. Cass was here. Beans
right,
Cass. Hit him
you
up.
get a hold of me. I don't know. Do you know Cass? Cass.
What happened?
Do you know who Casp is?
I'm not saying I don't know who Casp is.
I'm not sure who that actually is. So get a hold of me.
No, I don't know.
IG or Facebook. Either way.
He's got a crazy logo like the minion
I'm from
on the
Spooky Discord,
box, bro. his logo is kind of demonic.
The minion on the cross.
Yeah, he's one of my guys. Fuck. No,
Oh, hit him Spooky on Discord.
wait, no, are you Caspian? Caspian Cood? Or
It's like get a hold of him. He'll give you my info wherever you need to get a hold of me, or give him your info and I'll just let me know beans or eats edibles. Are you in the States? First of all, that's what I need to know.
If he's who I think he is, he's out of the States. But
oh no, I mean I'll send beans out.
beans, yeah, beans. Send them beans. Hit me up on Discord. I'll send you the. Clarence, you want me to pull up your AR work right now? I'm gonna just be honest with you. I never said that, but I'm gonna look at it right now and tell you what I think about it. All right?
You're in USA? Good. So eats or beans? You just let me know. Let Spooky know, whatever.
I'm a different person than I'm thinking of.
He said, thinks it's lame. It's not bad, man. It's not bad.
Let me
Fuck
see.
with
Let me see. I'll pull it up right now. I just saw some of it. I laughed a little bit.
Now you got his brain in one mode, so now you
Shit,
fucked up, man.
This is great. I just see this one. I didn't see this one before. This is Tino's Boss Maker Gelato. I didn't say I didn't like it.
He said, I didn't say I didn't like it.
Is this your stuff? Is this him?
Relax. I don't know. Is that yours?
Because there's AI.
No, he's talking about on YouTube. Clarence is on YouTube, has videos on YouTube.
Oh. Well, because this guy was sending me random AI. See, you're not the only guy who sends random AI stuff. So
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know.
I like this one. This one came out nice. Code Red.
That's pretty dope.
I thought he was talking about that. Oh, I see Casper here. Look.
Bam. That's 420. I'm on Discord as well. I just don't. You can see my shit on the left, the spooky screen, actually. I just don't really go on much.
Yeah, it's a whole beast. Whole other beast.
It opens up on my computer. I look real quick and then I shut it down. I'm like, yo, I get too many notifications at once.
I'll drop the Discord link right now. Hold up. You got a broadcast channel?
Nah.
Yeah, I got the broadcast channel and then the Discord.
Broadcast channel on what? On IG?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I just made a chat so everybody could talk in it.
Oh yeah, chat works too.
Yeah.
The broadcast channel, it's only one way. Like the leader can only talk in there.
Yeah. Oh shit! I put the link for YouTube in our chat and I never sent it.
I'm about to drop my Discord link. This link expires in 7 days. I'm gonna check out your YouTube AI right now, Clarence. I never said I liked or did not like your YouTube videos. I think I was on the fence because I was still trying to decipher them.
Or decipher who you were. A little bit of both. Yeah, let me pin that. Make sure you guys are following Spooky's Discord if you have Discord. Oh, it won't let me pin it.
How do I look up Clarence?
Replace pin. Bam. There we go. Go to YouTube and click on his name and go to channel. In the comments, you can click on his name and go to his channel.
GTC.
Oh yeah, Getty. Thanks for joining as usual.
Yeah.
Erica, you're late. You're late. You're super late. Like 2.5 hours late. Thomas, you have a good night too, man.
Have a good night, Tom. Thomas was ripping bowls all night. I'll check it out later. Clarence, I'll check out your videos. I like your videos, okay? Keep making them. I should go. I'm going to go check on the dog and make some food for lunch tomorrow.
I'm going to go make some food for right now.
Yeah, that too.
It's 11 o'clock.
Have a great night.
Everyone have a good one, and we'll see y'all next week.
Tapping in again later. All right, have a good night.